Welcome back to class, guys. Today is week 1, day 3. We're going to be talking about Git today, among many other things. A lot of things that I'm going to talk about on these slides are going to be kind of abstract until I demonstrate this. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate this in just a few minutes. Don't worry if you don't know all these keywords. At the end of the day, Git is a version control tool. It helps you control versions of what? Code, exactly. That's the only thing we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about our anniversary, our visa. We're not here to talk about anything else. We're here to talk about code. Version control tools to control the versions of our code, because our code will change over time across many distributions. Here are some of the most basic commands right here. I'm gonna read this and then kind of give you guys some introductions, but I don't expect you guys to remember it. To be honest with you, we gotta do it a couple times, okay?
You shared the slides from yesterday, by the way.
They're over here in resources down here. Right now it's not updated. There's something wrong with this system. We're constantly trying new systems. In a second we're gonna get this updated. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I pushed already. It did not update. But give me a second, okay? Okay, so that being said, the most basic commands that you can issue are git init. This says, hey, this folder that I'm currently in, please recognize that this is a GitHub repository and I intend on sharing this code. Git status is saying, hey, what is the condition of my current repository? And I know this seems abstract. I'm just gonna keep trucking, okay? And I'm gonna show you guys. Git add. Git add is saying, hey, the certain files that I type in, I'm prepared to push them. I'm prepared to share them with the world. And the git commit is basically a version history. It's saying, hey, this is what I did here, this is what I did then. Okay?
Should there be a space between the quotes and the M?
Yes, this is a message right here. This is what you tell yourself and future teammates what happened in this moment.
I was asking if should there be a space, or we can just do it like.
There should be a space. This is a typo. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay. This command right here, you guys will only run one time for each time you pull a repository. So each time you grab a copy of some code, you're going to run the command git push -u origin master. After that, you'll simply be pushing git push origin master. Some of the values in these command line arguments will change. So I'll show you guys in a second. Next, there's git clone. We're saying, hey, give me a copy of this code that's somewhere on the internet. And then git pull. So the typical pattern is that you run git status, you look at the condition of your current code base. If everything's A-OK, then you run git add. And the vast majority of times, you're probably going to add all folders and files, but there are going to be conditions in which you do not add all files. The next step number 3, would be to commit. You say, hey, these files are prepared. I've finished my work. I'm prepared to share them with my team members. Lastly is git push. This is when we actually push our code to production. For those of you who don't know what production is, this is what I'm saying, production. Production is the end goal. Every single day you guys go to work, the end goal is to get your code into production. You guys built a beautiful Spotify page yesterday, right? But at the end of the day, if it's only working on your computer, it is useless to your company. Does that make sense? It is useless to your company if you cannot share that code with, with other people. So I'm gonna cd coder school. CD. I gotta find something. I forgot where I put it. To be honest with you. One second.
You sure you didn't delete it yesterday?
Delete what yesterday?
You did a whole load of deletions yesterday, but I can't delete it.
I deleted something yesterday?
You did loads of deletes, remember? You did the RD, RF.
No, I did not do it. Pretty sure I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. Okay, so you guys will see that the code yesterday, I built it and then I shared it. This is my working repository right here. This is what we did yesterday, right? I added a little bit of this right here. You hover over something, it turns green, blah, 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 blah. This is the code I wrote yesterday in class. I promise you. I added some effects, blah, blah, blah. I shared it. I pushed it to production. That's why I'm gonna give you guys this link in Discord, and each and every one of you can now consume it. You can now all observe. You guys can use the work that I produced. Okay? Click it, check it out in Discord. It's working. It's in production. Okay? This is no longer development. This is production. You need to get into production. If you guys build Facebook, I'm talking about you build every single feature that Facebook has and it does not get to production where people can use it, you wasted everyone's time. Okay? So the end goal is always production, and Git is how we're going to solve this problem. How can I share my code with 20 other different people? Okay, I hope you guys like clicked around, or you probably just ignored me, whatever. That being said, right now I have code in production. Do you guys see anything wrong with this website? You guys spent a lot of time looking at this yesterday. What's something that's wrong? In the bottom right, it's not necessarily wrong, but this says Sierra. And we're gonna fix this, and I'm gonna prove to you guys that this works, okay? I click this button, and it shows me this thing right here. Interesting. Okay, so let's go on to slides. Oops, wrong one. Oh, where'd my slides go? Okay, there it is. So once again, it's 4 steps, okay? Get status, get add, get commit, get push. Oops. Okay, did you get it? All right, we're gonna close the slides, and we're gonna move forward to our attendance spreadsheet. Okay, I'm gonna show you the code that I wrote yesterday. Spotify. I'm gonna open up my code editor. This is the code right here. So there's nothing magical here, guys. It's what we've been talking about the class the last 3 days. There's a head tag. We got some links to some stuff. We've got our body tag that is getting quite long. We've got a footer. We've got a footer semantic tag right here on line 41. On line 30, we've got a section, and above that, we've got a nav. Our semantic tags are the same thing as divs, but once again, to reiterate, they are more easily understood by search engines and by your fellow developers. Okay, so you guys can see that where it says Sierra in the bottom right, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna say, hi, Sierra. Let's say Sierra, day 3, okay? I'm gonna run the live server. And you guys can see that this is the same website, and you go all the way down to the bottom, we have Sierra day 3, okay? So, when you guys click on this anchor tag right here, you guys will see that it navigates us to a group.html right here, okay? So, to prove this, I'm gonna copy all this code right here, all these names, I'm gonna paste it right here, okay? So now if you guys open up the command line inside of here, you guys can run git status. And if you guys look at this, you guys will see that I have edited 2 files. Okay, remember the pattern is what? You run git status, you run git add, you commit, and then you push. So right now you can just imagine, right now I have 1 copy of this code right now. It's on my computer. But last night, in order to prepare for class, I took a copy of my code, I copied it, and I passed it to a server. I passed it to a different computer on a server. And just so that you guys know, server farm. What are those things called? Data centers, my bad, data centers. I passed it to a room that looks like this, okay? There are data centers like this all over the world, okay? I don't know about every single country, just all the big countries that have a lot of money, okay? All the data centers all across the world, there are servers. And these servers they hold code, and they just pass it along to different people that request them, okay? So last night when I pushed, my code ended up somewhere on one of these machines in some data center. I bet you there are probably thousands of data centers across the world. I don't even know which one, to be honest with you, okay? That does not matter. What does matter is that I added all my code, I pushed it, and now one of these data centers is holding it. It's holding that code, and it's prepared to serve it, okay? And that's why when you guys punch in that URL that I shared in Discord, you guys can now access the files that I produced yesterday. Okay? Guys, please raise your hands and ask questions. Like, this is I want you guys to participate. Sometimes I'm shouting and angry and stuff, but I'm here to answer your questions and help you guys learn, okay? So if you guys have any questions.
So, you know, you said you made the change Sierra 3.
Yes.
Should it be showing now on our page?
Not yet. That's because I have not yet pushed it to production, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna show you another trick, okay? I hope this works. Someone say something? Okay, so what Ed just asked is, should it be showing up yet in production? No, it shouldn't. Because I've only changed it on my computer. I've not changed it on which computer? Yes, I have not changed it on the server's computers. I don't know where I put it. Oops. I have not changed it on one of these computers yet. So the code is changed on my computer, yet it has not changed on this one. But I'm going to show you a contrived example. So now I'm going to run a local server. And you guys can see I'm using a tool to tunnel. This is more advanced. I might get yelled at for showing you guys this, whatever. So now you guys can see that I'm tunneling the server through the internet, and now it's updated here. So I'm going to share you guys a link right here. Can you guys open the link that I just sent in Discord? First person who opens it, please tell me what you see down here. Excellent. That was my expectation.
Why are the request names different?
Which names are different?
The first one you push is called something netlify.com.
Because I have not paid for a domain yet. That's another step. I'm using a tool right now to just show you a contrived example. So right now it says day 3. Okay. So I'm going to actually change it some more. I decided that this link sucks. I don't like the name of it. I'm going to go down. I'm going to say Sierra Day 3 attendance. Now, if you guys are, oh fuck, there's too many connections, damn it. Okay, so that kind of broke. I'm sorry, but I promise you that just basically I have a way of sharing my files with you guys right now, like that. Probably I need to pay them money if I want to do this one. I see I'm only allowed to have 20 people connect per minute. Damn, like 20 of you guys connected within a minute. Nice, you guys are paying attention. Okay, so just know that even though right now I have this updated. Oh fuck. Oh god, come on. What is it port again? I forgot. Okay, I forgot. Yeah. I have it updated locally on my machine. It's 3-day attendance. I have not shared it yet. I've not pushed it to production, which is why you see. Okay, this is not the one. I forgot the first link. Hold on. This is one right here. That's why right here in production it has not changed, because I have a local change. You guys gotta get used to these keywords. Local. Local just means my machine that I have right in front of me, okay? So anyway, in just a moment I'm gonna fix this. Right now you guys can see that when I click this button, what do I see here, guys? The attendance. Can you guys please all go to this website right here that I shared a second ago? And notice, just take a mental note. Look at this thing. Look at it. If you guys click that button, you do not see the attendance, right? Okay, so enough of that. I'm going to show you what's going on. So right now, I run git status. If I run git status, Git is telling me that, hey, Loy, right now on your local machine, you changed 2 files. These 2 files are different on your local machine than the production server, the production data center, okay? So the next command I'm going to run is git add all. I'm going to say, hey, I've updated all my files. They're good to go. We're ready to push to production. I git add all. I don't see a complaint from Git. Okay, that seems good. Now I can run git status. If I run git status, you will see now in green, it's prompting me. It's saying, hey, okay, you've modified these files and you've added them, but you haven't pushed them yet. Okay, you haven't passed off your copy of your code to the server yet, to the data center. So now I'm going to do git commit, and I'm going to give myself a message. I'm going to explain what just happened. And I'm going to say added the attendance, or no, add the attendance. Add the attendance for Sierra Day 3. Okay, so now once again, we see that we made a commit and everything seems okay. Now if I run git status, you guys will see that we do not have any files that are,
So how do you know it's okay?
because it doesn't throw an error. It doesn't show anything red. Like typically, like obviously sometimes you guys will see red and it'll be okay. But right now when we issued the command, it said it didn't throw a complaint. Usually it's like loud. It's much louder than that. Afterwards, I ran git status, and it told me that I'm on branch master. Then this is a more advanced concept. We'll talk about this more as class goes on. And it says that my branch is one commit ahead of master. The next thing I need to do is use git push, okay? So what it's saying is that like, okay, you're prepared. You've staged your files, you've committed them, and you're ready to push them to the server and release it to the public, okay? We're saying, hey, we're moving to the public domain. This is ready, this is good to go, okay? And like, there's no like work in progress here. This work is done. So now I'm gonna issue one more command, git push origin master. So it's running, I'm pushing my code. My code has now ended up in production, okay? There's obviously a lot of other steps that I've glossed over. But for right now, we're just gonna ignore those little steps. And we're simply going to look at my GitHub. Today we're going to talk a lot about GitHub. GitHub is like Facebook, okay? Facebook for developers. So you guys need to get familiar with this tool. There are companies that will literally ask you, if you want to apply for the job, don't even send them a CV. Just give them your GitHub, okay? Because GitHub will show you the history of what you've been doing. So right now I have a repository called Full Stack Spotify. If I look at it, you guys can see that 2 minutes ago I made a commit. And what was the commit message? It's what I did literally 2 minutes ago. This is another copy of this repository. It's another copy of all these files right here, okay? See all these files right here? Right here on GitHub is a copy of these files. And if we click Octotree, this is a plugin I want you guys to download. If you guys click group.html, you guys will see that the code is the exact same code as my local repository. I click group.html, and what do we see down here, guys? The attendance policy, okay? Let's go ahead and pin this thing right here so it looks like a text editor. Let's go to index.html. What was the one thing that we changed in our index.html just a few minutes ago? Say again? Exactly, Sierra day 3. There's a couple other more complicated things going on right now. So we're just gonna kind of ignore them for right now. But in a few moments, when we're done building this, if we click this link, I click it, the server is building right now. It's building, I think it's still building, which is why it's taking a while to load. Come on, baby. You scroll down. What do we see here? We see a Sierra day 3 attendance. And this is in production, okay? Once again, the end goal is to get to production. If I click this link, we see that your guys' attendance is in production. Every single one of you guys, click that link, please. Click it. I want you guys to see that this code did not magically get here. This code got here because we followed something called a git flow. Okay, I took some code that was on this machine, this one computer here, and I shared it with a data center, with a server that is living inside of a data center. These computers right here, I actually used to work at a company that owned one of these. Each one of these rows right here, that's a computer right there. So you can imagine that each one of these columns right here is like 20 different computers. And each one of these computers is significantly more powerful than any of our machines. It doesn't have to deal with a GUI, it doesn't have to deal with a monitor, it doesn't have to deal with a keyboard, it doesn't have to deal with a lot of things, audio. All it does is process data, okay? At the end of the day, we're only processing data. We're saying, hey, take some code, put it all together, give it to people here and there, okay? And I imagine that each and every one of you guys click that link, you guys will see my work. You guys will see my work. This is work that I did. Obviously, in the future, you guys are not just gonna be changing links, right? You guys are gonna be changing colors, images, icons, everything. Every single thing a website can have, that's the stuff you guys are gonna work on. But the objective today is not to build at Facebook, okay? The objective today is to get our code, bundle it, and then share it with the world. Do you have any questions so far? Go ahead.
For working with
Great question. Great question. Charles said this yesterday to me. Yes, you guys can use other tools, but it's just like medicine, man. Sooner or later, you need to take it. So he wants you to learn how to do it from the command line. Because this computer right here, you know how I told you yesterday that one day you're gonna need to, you need to control computers that are not here, not in front of you. One day, imagine that you need to change code on one of these servers. Are you gonna fly to Singapore and then plug in your monitor and your keyboard and start accessing it? No, you're not going to do that. You're gonna run a command right here. You're gonna open up your terminal. You're gonna run something called SSH, which is yet another concept. You're gonna enter your password, and then eventually you're gonna have access to that computer. You can do anything you want. If you guys want to hack, then you guys need to learn how to use the command line, okay? You wanna hack someone's computer, this is what you need to know how to do. Because when you hack someone's computer, the computer is there, it's still in their house, it's still in whatever building it is, but you still have access to all the files on it. You can copy all the files, you can delete files, you can do anything, okay? You just simply need to know the commands, okay? Yesterday I showed you like 5 or 10 commands. There are thousands of commands. There are literally thousands of commands. I only showed you a couple of them, the most useful ones, okay?
Okay, my question would be, if, let's say we uploaded our code and we went, actually shit, it's not where I wanted to direct it, or is there a quick way to then say, actually go back to the last?
That is so common that there are many ways to do this, okay? So I'm actually gonna show, I'm gonna show you guys both, show you guys both answers right now, okay? So let's just pretend right now that we did something wrong, okay? There's a more advanced way to do this, but I'm gonna show you the simplest way to do this, okay? Let's just say that instead we want this to be Sierra, day 3, morning. I save it. So what you said a second ago about a GUI, right? I do Command-Shift-B, and I can see right here, you guys see this thing right here? You have your mouse over it, it's called source control. This is a graphic user interface for the command line. If you click it, it's literally gonna show you which files that you've changed. It says so right here, changes, right? If you click this button, index, it will show you side by side exactly which files have you changed, right? Because a second ago,
What's the shortcut to GUI?
lim, right? Okay, lim. What'd you say, Ed?
Shortcut to GUI?
It's not a shortcut. It's just this thing right here. I actually personally had to like bind this key binding because I want to have as much space to see my code as possible. But right here, there's an extension that comes by default with VS Code. Git is so important that they don't even ask you whether or not you guys want to download this. When you download VS Code, you automatically have it. It's this icon right here, source control, right there. Okay. As a matter of fact, though, that's not good enough. Okay, I want you to download another repository, another extension called Git Lens. Each one of you guys go download this right now. Git Lens. Okay, it's the one with 30 million people that have downloaded it. 30 million people. Okay. So if you click that one, you can see. If you download that, you're gonna see another icon over here called Git Lens. Okay, this is also a very important plugin. And right now, I can try to explain this to you all these right now, but you're just gonna get confused if I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, so we're just gonna keep this real simple for right now. Okay, so this is basically GitHub right here. Okay, GitHub. But the thing that we're interested in right now is what Lim said a second ago. If we made can we see a user interface that will show us all this information? So the answer is yes. VS Code already has this built in. So right now I changed index.html. Let's go ahead and change group.html as well. Let's say Loy was here at 9:10. I don't know if that was true. I just made it up. So you guys will notice as soon as I save this, I close it, what?
The group file is added to the changes.
Yes, the group.html file was added to changes because I did in fact change it, right? So we're gonna go ahead and run git status. If I run git status here, what do you guys expect to see? Yes, which files? Yes, we just changed group.html and we changed index.html. I'm going to go ahead and give you a link to the public repository too as well, okay? Let's go ahead and look at this, guys. Please open this right now and look at it, okay? Open it up, go to Spotify, and then click on group.html or index.html. Just go group.html, it's the easiest one, okay? You guys will notice that down here, despite the fact that I updated, look, right here, I updated Loy was here at 9:10. Why do we not see those changes here on GitHub? Because we have not pushed it. Thank you. You guys, outstanding. I like that answer. We have not pushed our code to GitHub yet. And then GitHub did not push it to the data center. Okay? I did not push it to GitHub. GitHub did not push it to the data center. If I did not push it to GitHub, how can GitHub push it to the data center? Okay, so now we're going to use our graphic user interface to do exactly what Liam said. Okay? We're gonna click over here, and now we're gonna add. We're gonna click this button right here, add, or stage all changes. Okay. Remember, I'm just showing you two different ways to do the exact same thing. Okay. So if I click this button, I'm going to add these two files. If I click it, you guys see it says staged changes. Both these files, I've told Git that both these files are prepared to be pushed to production. So if I open up the terminal command line and I run git status, what do you guys expect to see? It's going to show the two files that we just added in green. Because remember a second ago, right? After we run git add and we run git status, we will see that we have changes that are prepared to be committed. So let's do this one more time. I'm gonna run git status and I guarantee you we see green. Bam. So running git add all is the same thing as coming to your graphic user interface and clicking the plus. Right now I already clicked the plus, so now it says it's the inverse now. Okay, I can unremove them. Okay, so at this point, I've added them. What was the next step? We had 4 steps a second ago. We do git status, we do git add, we do commit. Okay, we do commit. So now let's say fix the problem we had with the anchor tag. Anchor tag at the bottom. Okay, this message needs to be significant, needs to be meaningful. Tell me what you did. Okay, I promise you guys, when you guys have 10 different developers working on the same project, and like every single person's working on code, don't say update code. Okay, every single time you commit, you're updating code. That is obvious. Okay, do not say updating code. Tell me what you did in the code base. So once I do this commit right here, all I gotta do is click this arrow. So now you guys will see that all the files are committed, all being 2 files, index and group. If I run git status now, what do you guys expect to see? It's gonna say, you're working in a clean repository, your branch is 1 commit ahead of master. And you can think of commits as snapshots, okay? Every single day you take a snapshot of your code base and it's a little bit different, okay? Have you guys ever seen those videos of people who take a selfie every single day for like 10 years or something? You know what I'm talking about? Man takes selfie every day for like 10 years. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, so it's kind of like this. When we use Git, we're just constantly taking a selfie of our code. We're saying, hey, our code, this is what our code looked like today. This is what it looked like today. This is what it looked like when Lloyd added Facebook login. This is what it looked like when Ed implemented, something, the carousel, okay? We're constantly taking images so that when someone fucks something up, you can go back in history and fix it. That's the objective here. So we're constantly having different versions of our code. This guy, he's the same person, yet every single day his code changes. He changes a little bit. And the same thing is true of our code, right? So, whoa. Okay, so now I'm gonna run git status, and it's exactly what I anticipated. Our branch is 1 commit ahead of master. So basically you can imagine that the code on my machine is newer than the code here in GitHub, okay? So let's refresh, let's look at this. What did I add to group.html a second ago, guys? Lloyd got here like 9:10, okay? So everything's good to go. We've committed, we looked at the status, we were careful, we were diligent. We updated our code, we added it, we committed it. Now it's time to push, okay? You can click this button right here, and then you just do push. Obviously, every single one of these buttons does something, right? And these are all much more advanced use cases, but I don't want to confuse the shit out of you guys, okay? Before we start learning about calculus, we need to learn basic arithmetic, okay? 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. Start there, and then later on we'll start talking about more advanced stuff. So I'm now gonna do push, okay? We're pushing, you can see that GitHub is thinking right now. Git is thinking, it's processing. In a moment, we're gonna see these blue things disappear. Okay, so it works. So now, if we go back to this page and we refresh, I guarantee you I see Loy at the bottom. And I pushed my code. I pushed another copy of my code to a different machine. And this machine has just accepted it. So I'm going to refresh. And you can see that Loy was in fact here at 9:10. So you can imagine a mental model is that we have many different versions of the same code. And the different versions of code changes over time. So we're gonna look at Spotify, and one more thing, we're gonna look at our commit history. So you can see that last night, about 12 hours, I did my initial commit. This is where I said, hey, this is some code. I want you to hold on to this. I'm going to share this one day, okay? 16 minutes ago, I updated it for Sierra Day 3, okay? Right now, this may not be abundantly clear what this is useful for, but I promise you this is amazingly useful. So let's just pretend we look at our initial commit. I click this commit right here, and we scroll down, and we can see all the code, how it was when we first committed it. Some of the files that are super long, they get collapsed and not shown. There's just a bunch of stuff going on here, okay? But notice how yesterday, whenever I initially committed this, right, it simply said Sierra, okay? This is last night. This is 12 hours ago. It said Sierra, okay? This is what? Where's the commit? 12 hours ago. Let's go back. Let's go back. This is our list of our code, and 4 minutes ago, let's click it, and then we can see what changed down here. So 4 minutes ago, our code base went from Sierra Day 3 attendance to Sierra Day 3 morning. And if we look at our at Discord, and we look at the link again momentarily, right now, we see that it now says Sierra Day 3 morning. And then once again, this code reflects in production, okay? At the end of the day, you have to get to production. There is no other goal. There's nothing else matters. It doesn't matter how friendly you are to your coworkers, how neat your code is, how quickly you did it, how many features. If you cannot get to production, you cannot support your company. You don't work there very long, okay? No one's gonna pay you money to not do something useful for the company. Okay, so that was a 30-minute introduction to Git. I'm gonna pause this cast.